welcome back to the class, children. So I am your science teacher and my name is Mrs. Jyoti. We are in lesson 3, that is food and health. So about the nutrients we have learned, and I gave you the homework about nutrients. You should write the 6 types of nutrients and their sources of food. So hope you all have done that. And near balanced diet also, that is in page number 309. So near balanced diet, I said you to write this also by your own. So hope you all have done it. And we have learned about the food pyramid and different types of nutrients. So if you look at this food pyramid, so the things at the bottom you have to take it in more quantity, and the things which are there on the top you should take in very less quantity. So to the left side they have given how much quantity you have to take, and towards the right side of the pyramid they gave you what are they, what you should take more and what you should take very less. So look into page 309, a food pyramid. A food pyramid tells us about getting the balanced diet we need to eat to maintain our good health. So here is a food pyramid for a balanced diet. The food items at the bottom of the pyramid are meant to be eaten in much greater quantity than those of the top of the pyramid, that is, which are there at the bottom you should eat in more and more quantities than the top. So the top portion you have to take very less quantity. The food items at the topmost of the pyramid are meant to be eaten in the minimal quantity than those of the bottom of the pyramid. So which are there on the top you have to eat in the minimal quantity. Minimal quantity means in very less quantity. The nutrient requirement of a person depends on the age, gender and the nature of the work the person does. So whatever nutritious food we are taking, so I said that carbohydrates and fats we should take very less. So this all depends on the age, like whether the person is like in the child age, or are they in young age or teenage, or they are in old age or middle age. So it depends on the age, and it also depends on the gender. Like if a male person is there, they do different types of work, and female they do different types of work. So based on the work and based on the gender and based on the age group, so this nutritious values also they differ. So what kind of food do small children should take, and what food old people should take, and what female like your mothers and me, what food we should take and what food you should take and what food like your father should take, everything is dependent on their gender, age and the work which they do. A young person doing manual work requires more energy than an old lady who generally stays indoor. So a young person like your father who does manual work is nothing but the physical work. That is mostly they don't sit at one place and they should move here and there, and physical work if they do. Like if you see some coolies and all, they do physical work. They carry the bricks and all, and they carry loads on their back, right? So such kind of heavy work if they do, they should take more carbohydrates and fats because they are energy giving food. Whereas if you take an old lady, old woman, they don't have that much energy to do the work. So simply they sit at home. So such people should take carbohydrates and fats little in less quantity. So the old lady's requirement of carbohydrates is less than that of a person doing the manual work. A person who sits in the office and sits most of the time must eat less of fat and carbohydrates. So few people, they completely their work is on the system. They sit and do completely online work and all. So such kind of people, they don't stand, they don't walk here and there. Just for some time they go here and there, but always most of the time they sit and do. So such people should eat the food items like carbohydrates and fat very less because they need very less energy. So different people have different dietary requirements. School going children like you should have high energy and nutrient requirements. So you should take carbohydrates and fats little more because you are young children, right? So you need more and more energy. After coming here, you should sit, you should stand, you should walk, and sometimes you play the games, you go for the assembly and all, right? So many activities you do in the school which are completely physical. You are not going to use any machines to do all the work. You by yourself you are going to do all the work, right? So to do all these things you should have more and more energy. So carbohydrates, then proteins, vitamins, all type of nutrients are required in more quantity for you. A typical balanced diet for school children should be included as the follows. So here is the balanced diet for school children. That is nothing but for you. So how you have to take the food? For suppose cereals. Cereals are there like rice, chapatis, whole wheat bread or maize in each meal. So in each meal what you have to take is rice you should take or chapatis you should take. Any one of these you have to take, and brown bread you beaten, right? That brown bread you have to take. Then dairy. Dairy is nothing but the milk and milk products. So 3 servings of milk or equivalent amount of curd or cheese and other milk products in a day. So they are telling that 3 times you have to drink the milk. But when you come to school, drinking the milk in the afternoon is difficult for you. So morning and before going to bed, you can make it as 2 times. So if you don't want to take milk, as I already told you, you can replace that milk with the same amount of curd. If you don't want to eat curd also, you can make it as butter or cheese and all, or paneer. So whichever you want to eat, you take it, but you should take the milk products in the equal same quantity of milk, but more quantity you should take, like morning and night. Then fruits and vegetables. Fresh fruits and vegetables are required for you. So plenty of seasonal fruits and vegetables each day. Seasonal fruits like summer you get mango and watermelon you get, and muskmelon you get. Then in winters you get custard apple. Then grapes also you get mostly in summer and all. Then oranges you get. So like this seasonal fruits you have to take. Along with that you have to eat all types of vegetables. So then proteins. So from where do you get these proteins? From beans. So that batani we say, right? So from the beans, peas, nuts, then egg or small amount of fish and meat. So meat every day you can't eat, but for at least 2 to 3 days you can take a little portion of meat or nuts like dry fruits or peanut and all, and the boiled egg you can take. So the next is the fat. A little fat. So fat is nothing but oil, butter, cheese and all. So these all come under the fat. So this you have to take it in a little quantity. Then water. So how much water you have to take? 6 to 8 glasses of water you have to take, and that water should be clean, fresh drinking water. So whatever water you are drinking, you have to boil it, then cool it, and you have to drink. How many glasses you have to drink? At least 6 to 8 glasses of water you have to drink. Then staying fit. So before going into that, see here, he has given that balanced diet for school children. How much you have to take? If you think that this is your plate, vegetables should be little more than quarter portion of fruits, quarter portion of grains or chapati, because chapati is made up of wheat and that is grains. Then proteins, that protein food you have to take. Along with that you should have water and dairy. Dairy is nothing but the milk. So if you don't want to take milk products also you can take. Then staying fit. How can a person stay fit? So So how can a person stay fit? By eating healthy food, by doing exercise regularly, by drinking water, avoiding junk food, and protecting themselves from dust and all. So all these things they include in staying fit. So let us see. Muscles become weak and flabby if they are used for a longer time. So if you go on working with your muscles for a longer time, they become loose and flabby. So after some time even you can get little pain also in your muscle. So regular exercise keeps the muscles healthy and in good condition. So if you do some exercise regularly, you can keep your body fit. You can keep your muscles and bones strong. So in the picture you can see a boy is doing an exercise. So exercise helps the nervous system to supply more oxygen to the brain. During the exercise, air is pumped in and out of the lungs at a faster rate. Thus, more oxygen is taken in and more carbon dioxide and water vapor is given out. So we must play outdoor games to keep ourselves fit. So how do exercises help? Exercises help us to be fit. So if you are little fat also, by doing some regular exercises you can become thin. So what happens when we are exercising? While exercising we can keep our body fit. We breathe in more and we breathe out more. And whatever water is present in our body, it comes out in the form of water vapor. And that is nothing but the sweat. So whenever we are exercising or whenever we are playing some physical games like running or something you play, right? So during that time you get more and more sweat. So this will help you to be very healthy. Then here you can see page number 311. In what ways do you exercise to stay fit? So this you have to write it on your own. So what are the things you will do to stay healthy? What exercises you do? Few people they do normal exercises like how you do drill in the school. Sometimes you stretch your hands like this and legs sometimes, right? So that normal exercise you can do like just warm up exercises, and sometimes you just bend your body this side and that side, and few they go for walking with their parents or grandparents, and few they go for walking with their mother for vegetables or to any shop and all, and few they start playing with the friends by running like chore police you play, right? So that is also a type of exercise. You go on running around behind the thief. So that also helps you. Then walking you do, then jogging you do, then you will do running and all. And sometimes mental relaxation for your body is also required. So that mental relaxation you get it by watching the TV, your favorite cartoon, or by drawing something or by painting something. And few they get relaxation by reading the books, by just listening the music, or just simply sitting calm at one place. So all these things they help you in relaxation. So here what you have to do is how you are going to do exercise to help your body to stay fit. What are you going to do? That you have to write it by your own. So taking rest is also important as our body gets time to relax and gets up to do more work. So taking rest is also important. Continuously doing work for a longer period is very hectic. In between you have to take rest. For 2 hours if you work, at least for 10 to 15 minutes you have to take rest. If you take rest, what happens? The body relaxes and again you will gain energy to do the work. So a balanced diet, regular exercise and enough rest are the keys of good health. So how can you maintain a good health? Not only the nutritious food, you have to do enough exercise and you have to take enough rest also. So by doing all these things you can keep your body healthy and fit, or else frequently you fall sick. So correct posture also helps to keep the body in a proper shape. It also improves the flexibility of our joints and gives a graceful appearance to our body. So sometimes whenever you are sitting in the class, before the teacher starts the class, she will tell you to sit straight in erect position. Sit straight and fold your hands. So by sitting straight, what happens is your concentration will be on the teaching. What few children will do? They bend and sit. Right? So you should not bend. That is not the correct posture. You have to always sit straight. That is, your backbone should be always straight. See, I am straight now. Now I am bending. So there is a difference. If I am straight, my posture is correct and I look good. If I bend like this and if I tell the lesson, am I looking good? No. But if I stand like this straight and if I teach the lesson, my appearance will be good. So like this, there are some postures. While sleeping, there is a posture and all. So there are some correct postures which you have to maintain always. Whenever you are sitting, you should not bend at all. Do not bend. If you go on bending and sitting, what happens is your joints will start bending like this. When you become older, you just bend like this and you walk. So now from that, to avoid that, from now only you have to maintain a correct posture. You have to make a habit of sitting straight in an erect position. Okay? So the next one is diseases. What are the different types of diseases? So, which nutrient is going to fight with these diseases? Yes, think and tell me. So, you cannot tell me, at least you can tell to your parents. Right? So, which nutrient is going to help to fight with these diseases? It is nothing but vitamins. So vitamins are going to help to fight with the diseases. Vitamins and sometimes even minerals also. So disease is a condition when our body does not function normally. So what is disease? Nothing but when our body doesn't function properly, we tell that we get a disease. A person suffering from a disease becomes sick and weak. So, a person who is suffering from a disease will become sick and weak. Whenever we feel fever, we become little weak and we don't have that much energy to do the work. Disease can occur due to many different reasons. So, disease can be classified into two main groups, that is communicable and non-communicable. So diseases is nothing but if any part of our body is infected, then we tell that it is a disease. When we have any disease, we cannot do a proper work. So in these two types are there, one is communicable and non-communicable. So let us see about the communicable and non-communicable in the next part. Your homework is to write the nutrients which are required for a school student. That is from page number 310. Write the balanced diet for school children. It is from page 310. You should write one time in homework book. So write the balanced diet for school child from page number 310. So here is page number 310 and here you have the points. A typical balanced diet for school children should be the including one. So in that you have cereals, the dairy, then fruit and vegetables, proteins, fat and water. So this all you have to write it one time along with the diagram. Please even draw the diagram and color it. Okay. So hope you all have understood this. In the next topic we will learn about the communicable and non-communicable disease. Thank you.